Welcome to Test the Nation, the National IQ Test 2003. Tonight, we'll be finding out just who are the country's brightest Britons. And live, here in the studio, straining their brains to come out on top, we have blondes, mechanics, musicians, city traders, bodybuilders, and everyone's favourite friends, the tax inspectors. Now, please welcome your hosts, Anne Robinson and Philip Schofield.
Welcome to the National IQ Test, the biggest live event of its kind in the world. Yes, we're back to examine the UK's IQ. Are you Albert Einstein or Albert Trotter? Also, IQs can improve, so a year on you could actually be a year wiser.
Now, if your score was a scandal before, then think of this as a sort of a resit. Did you score lower than your nearest and dearest, or worse still, were you beaten by the budgie? Tonight is your chance to put things right. Perhaps you've been following our advice and training your brain by doing more puzzles and crosswords. Maybe you've also tried perking up your grey matter with the odd glass of red wine. Or you've been eating a whole load of fish, said to be very good for the brain.
It still won't have Jade Goody winning Mastermind. Last time, some people weren't able to work out their IQs because they switched on late or left the room and missed some of the questions. So a reminder, you have to stick with it. You need to be with us from start to finish. Now, the 70 questions includes pictures and diagrams, and if your sight isn't brilliant, you really do need to do whatever you can to help you see the screen. Certainly glasses at the ready.
And there are lots of ways to play, all of them so easy, even I understand them. If you want to take the test online, and last year almost 100,000 people did, then log on to www.bbc.co.uk/testthenation. But don't dawdle, because the start of the test is not far off. Now, if you've got digital TV, then press the red button on your remote control and follow the on-screen instructions. This next instruction is very, very important. Remember, you cannot change channels at any time, otherwise you will lose your score. You can also take part using the scorecard from major national publications, or you can download extra copies from our website. And then, of course, there's the low-tech, the easy way, using an ordinary pen and a bit of paper. Just write down 1 to 70, and then your chosen option A, B, C, or D next to each number.
As usual, time is of the essence. 70 questions against the clock. Take the phone off the hook, put the cat out, send Granny to bed. It'll be very annoying if she scores higher than you do. Easy on the wine and the tea, because there's no time for loo breaks. Just to remind you, everybody, this is your own personal IQ test, but those who play on the web will also be contributing to a bigger picture, because you'll automatically be representing your region. Our computers will collect all the results, and in part 2 of the show, we'll be able to bring you a snap account of how intelligent the nation is. Remember, last year the men beat the women by 7 points. Quite a lot to make up there, girls. And the smart place to come from was Leicester. It scored highest. England and Northern Ireland were the top home nations. The Welsh came bottom, but they've been so tolerant of me. I'm not even going to mention that.
Now then, as well as families feuding over the answers at home, we have some highly competitive groups here in the studio taking the test tonight. Back from last year when they came joint bottom out of our studio groups, we have our officially, for the moment, dumb blondes. They'll reverse it tonight, hoping to better themselves, of course. Will they be putting a spanner in the works of the mechanics? Will they hit the top notes here tonight? It's the musicians! They can earn a packet, but is a high IQ yet another bonus? It is the city traders! Have they got the brains as well as the brawn? Please welcome our bodybuilders! Who's going to argue with them? And no matter how well they do this evening, they are in for a hard time. Can they cope with us taxing their intelligence? It is the tax inspector!
Actually, the I have to say, the tax inspectors look remarkably human. They do. Really quite smiley. Are we surprised or disappointed? Anyway, what you guys and girls need to know is you can't add 17.5% VAT to your scores. And our final category of guests, 8 very, very brave celebrities prepared to parade their brains, if they have any, in public. Well, top marks at least for courage. Let's meet them.
Hoping her brain looks big in this tonight, from the Fast Show and Posh Nosh, it's Arabella Weir. He's quick between the oars, but what about between the ears? It's Olympic rower Matthew Pinsent. He's the BBC's diplomatic correspondent, but will he be reporting personal success tonight? It's Brian Hanrahan. Will she be as bright this Sunday night as she is on Saturday mornings? It's Fern Cotton. We know she has a way with words, but will we call her bluff? It's Sandy Toxvig. He presents Top of the Pops, but will his IQ be riding high in the charts tonight? It's Richard Blackwood. Does he have a healthy IQ? Fresh from Holby, Jeremy Edwards. And finally, a woman more used to coming first, world record marathon runner, Paula Radcliffe.
Welcome, one and all. How very, very nice to see you. Are you beginning to think, what the hell am I doing? We are thrilled to have you here. No matter what happens this evening, we know that you're all incredibly brave just to be putting yourself on show like this. First of all, Paula Radcliffe, congratulations, obviously, on the marathon world record in London. Exercise. Thank you. Exercise, of course, is supposed to be good for the brain. Do you think it's going to help you this evening?
I hope so. It's a long time since university, but hopefully it will come back to me.
You think in numbers and not letters, don't you? That's what you've told us. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I see patterns in things. I'm not very good at anagrams or anything like that, so I'm not looking forward to that section.
Oh, dear. Matthew Pinsent, of course, broke the World Pairs Rowing record last year, Seville, with James Cracknell. 3 Olympic goals. Welcome to you. The sportsman did really very well last year. Of course, Jonathan Edwards, he was actually the one that won. Now, you say you're bad at languages.
I'm terrible at languages. Absolutely useless. I had to do Latin, French, Spanish and German, and at different stages in my school career, and I hated all of them equally.
I loved your face as you walked into the studio this evening. You had a brilliantly worried, more worried than I've ever seen you before as you walked into the studio door.
It's a bit nerve-wracking.
And welcome to Jeremy. Jeremy, you're good at maths.
Yeah, relatively, yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I like to think so, but...
But good at maths at school?
Yeah, I was good at school, but it's been a long time since school, so okay, a bit rusty.
We'll talk to all our celebrities throughout the course of the evening, but of course I'm sure there are lots of other celebs about to play the game at home in the safety of their own living rooms, and if one of them is David Beckham, David will, of course, this evening be making it even harder for himself by answering in Spanish.
Oh, yes, indeed. We could say, hola, Senor Bex and Senora Posh. By the way, that's hello in Spanish. Actually, after the result today, I'm not sure the Beckhams will be going anywhere. Man United did very well. Anyway, tonight is going to be the biggest live IQ test anywhere in the world ever. They're lovely, this audience. Even more fantastic than last time. Lots of different puzzles and pictures to tax your brain, and so you can really learn some truths about your ability to think and reason. It's all thanks to psychologist Dr. Colin Cooper, or as I like to think of him these days, Superman Cooperman. He's devised tonight's test and is here to help analyse the results, and alongside him to give her views from Mensa, Sylvia Herbert. Welcome back. And you've now got a huge fan club. This guy's got T-shirts, mugs, probably offers of marriage, hasn't he?
Several.
Yeah, terrific. He's become a real idol. Remind us what IQ means.
Well, IQ stands for intelligence quotient, but basically what it means is a number from about 70 to about 140. And the higher the number, basically, the brighter you are compared with people the same age as you are.
OK. Sylvia, why should people do the test again?
Well, mainly perhaps because they didn't give it enough attention, didn't give it the attention it deserved last time. Maybe because they have taken some of the tips from last year that were mentioned earlier. And most of all, a lot of people really enjoy this. I mean, it's a bit of a challenge, but it's such fun.
Colin, you can get better, can't you? I mean, you could be improved on last year.
Yes, you can improve your score a little bit, but you can't really take anybody of average IQ and make them into a genius. There have been plenty of attempts to try, and they haven't worked all that well.
OK. But it's every good reason to have another go at it tonight.
Well worth a shot, yes, and because familiarity with the test actually lowers your anxiety, and you tend to do better the second time you take it.
Lovely. OK, thanks. There are about 5 minutes to go from the start of the National IQ Test 2003. If you're playing on the web, it's time to log on. Interactive viewers need to press the red button on their remotes and follow the on-screen instructions. Everyone else at home should have their scorecards ready, or pen and paper. Your glasses, if you need them. I should warn you, there are a lot of words and pictures coming up. So if you do have difficulty, it might be an idea, for example, to have someone standing by to read the questions out for you. Not always can I help by explaining things. Philip.
All right. Now, of course, if you can't remember where you left your glasses, then you probably won't do very well in our memory section, which is coming up a little bit later. Now, and I'm very pleased to be with one group returning from last year. It is the Blondes. It's amazing. 50 women and Rod Stewart trying to bang down the door to get in. Welcome to you, and welcome to you, Jennifer Wright from Hemel Hempstead.
Yeah.
You are a student.
Yes.
Currently in a gap year. OK, and you're studying, what, French and German?
French and German.
OK,
yeah.
and what's your geography like? You've been to France, been to Germany?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. OK. Found it all right?
Yes, I did.
Your geography's not so good in this country, though, is it?
No, it's not.
What happened?
I was meant to go to Leeds on the coach, and I didn't quite end up there. I ended up in Gatwick.
What did the bus driver say to you?
Well, he was really helpful. He just took one look at me and said, "Oh, well, of course you got lost. You're naturally that blonde, aren't you?"
You've got to prove him right.
I have.
All wrong tonight, girls. It's all riding on you guys to dispel all these rumours. And you've come back. June Smith, you were here last time.
I was.
You were part of a bottom team last year. It was a nightmare.
Well, I'm aiming to be a top team tonight.
Well, we hope tonight that you do. Get your mechanics. Good luck, of course, to the Blondes. Now, we're also carrying out some other experiments with our groups tonight. First, research has shown that people who are big babies tend to grow up to be brighter adults. Isn't that true?
Hopefully, yes.
You are Louise Grimond.
I am indeed.
You are a big baby.
Reasonably large, caesarean section at over just under 13 pounds.
Who could be surprised that you were caesarean?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at a picture of you as a baby. What our audience here don't realise is that's actually a king-size double bed that you're in there.
Yeah,
How old were you in that picture?
I was probably about a month and a half to 2 months.
Bigger babies, brighter people.
Hoping to prove that.
They will be hoping that you are this evening. And on the other hand, of course, let's meet someone who was a lot smaller when they were a baby, and he's called Darren. He's over here. He's Darren... what's your name? Darren...
Darren Peake.
Darren Peake. Darren, welcome. We have a picture of you, Darren. Here's your picture. Little tiny skinny legs there. And look what happened to you. So obviously you apparently aren't going to do so well this evening because you were a smaller baby.
Well, I hope to disprove that tonight.
Well, I hope you do as well.
As long as we beat the tax inspectors, that's fine.
How many of our musicians here learn on the recorder? Anyone learn on the recorder? That horrific instrument, that screeching noise? Well, did you learn on the
I'm afraid I did, yes.
You did. Now, what's your name?
Jennifer.
Now, Jennifer, what is your job?
I'm a professional musician, flautist.
Okay. And you're playing in Les Mis?
I play in Les Mis and the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, yeah.
OK. Now then, apparently, intelligence is linked to musical ability. So if you can play a musical instrument, you should be a lot brighter than the average person. So we're expecting big things from our musicians this evening. Let's see how musical you are. Away you go. Who's incredibly musical, there is someone who isn't. And the person who isn't musical is here. He's Scott Crown. He's in the mechanics. Hello, Scott.
You all right?
You are not a musical person?
No.
No. OK. Let's talk about, first of all, your voice. Do you do any singing at all?
Not at all.
Nothing?
No.
Your family won't let you karaoke?
No, they've never
You
been
scare
there.
them, don't you? You scare your family. What about any musical instruments? Do you play anything like our friend over there?
I tried playing the guitar years ago.
And you gave it up?
Yeah.
After how long?
About a month.
Because you knew you were rubbish.
Yeah.
We'll be tracking your score as well to see whether or not you, as a non-musical person, are any better than the person who is musical. So, good luck to the mechanics, good luck to everyone. Annie?
Just under 2 minutes from the start of the National IQ Test 2003. And already we appear to have a record number of people logging on, so it looks like it's going to be massive, with numbers way up on last time. Before we start, a quick recap of the rules. Remember, you need to answer all 70 questions. If you don't know the answer, then guess. Don't expect to answer all the questions correctly. You're very unlikely to, unless you're Superman, Cooperman, or Mrs. Mensa back there. And besides, if we're all that clever, there'd be no one left to go on Big Brother. The test is divided into 5 sections: language, memory, logic, numbers, and perception. Before each block of questions, there'll be an example. Don't press any buttons or mark any scorecards for that one. Now, Colin, what are we testing with language?
Well, we've basically got 2 brand new blocks of items here. The first one basically looks at how well we can understand the meaning of simple words in a sentence. And the second one is all about, I'm afraid, anagrams.
Lovely, thanks, Colin. Good luck, everyone. Rev your PCs, pick up your remotes, brandish your ballpoints. It is the National IQ Test 2003. First, here's the example. Which phrase means the same as the following? There's no smoke without fire. Is it A, smoking is dangerous, rumours have some truth in them, think before you speak, or many hands make light work? Now, do the bodybuilders think they know the answer to that?
Well, let's find out whether the bodybuilders know. What's your answer?
It's B.
You're saying it's B?
B.
You're saying B?
B.
You're just saying that because he said B?
Yeah.
OK. God, what's it? I punched him then. That must be out of my mind. Right, OK, the answer is B. Rumours have some truth in them. Well, the bodybuilders look like they might do quite well in this. Anne, let's see.
Thanks. Now, that's the example out of the way. Now we play for real. 6 questions coming up on sayings. 25 seconds for each. Question 1. Which phrase means the same as the following? Look before you leap. Is it think ahead? Exercise involves the mind and body. You don't get anywhere without taking a chance. Or all things come to those who wait. Two, too many cooks spoil the broth. Does that mean revenge is a dish best served cold? Don't be too ambitious. Jobs get done better if one person is in charge. Or too many people refuse to help. Three, they that dance must pay the fiddler. Does that mean save money for when you need it? Take care lest you forget to pay? Enjoy yourself when you are young? Or you don't get something for nothing? Four, you can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. Does that mean it's sometimes difficult to avoid hurting people? You should reason things out. At the start, it's difficult to predict the exact outcome, or act quickly. don't put the cart before the horse? Is it change is inevitable? We all need help with difficult jobs? Take time to do things properly? Or do things in order? And 6, a stitch in time saves 9. Does that mean you do your sewing early in the day? A penny saved is a penny gained. Prevention is better than cure, or things usually get better in time. And that completes our first block on language. Only 64 questions to go. The night is still young. We're testing language skills. Now, before the next block of questions, here's the example. Celebrities, I'll be coming to you for the answer. Make one word from this word, nip. Then find the related word. Is it needle, crab, plant, or circus? Arabella, you're a writer and comedian.
So
you got that one right?
I think I have.
Go on.
Do you want to test me?
Yes.
Needle, circus, plant makes nip. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
No, dear.
Okay. Well, that was close.
Right, well, I'm glad we've explained it all to Arabella. Listen carefully, Arabella, will you? The letters rearranged to form the word pin, so the related word is needle. And apart from Arabella, I'm sure everybody else got that.
Paying attention, yes, quite.
OK, now you know how it's done, except for Arabella. 6 more questions coming up involving anagrams. You've got 20 seconds to answer each one. Question 7. Make one word from these letters, then find the related word. A rod. Is it handle, pavement, screen, or hand? Eight. Sob okay. Is it reed, garden, cat, or cup? Nine, the one word from these 2 words, ear gig, then find the related, ear gag, and then find the related word. Police, spider, duck, or car. 10, the word bleat, then find the related word, paper, camera, mouse, or chair. Again, 11, make one word from these letters, then find the related word. And the letters make Tudor. Roof, salmon, pencil, or shoe. Again, make one word from Opera Lane and then find the related word. Is it beetle, fly, tenor, or castle?
There you go, that's the end of that section. Breathe, for goodness sake, breathe. We're with our tax inspectors here. It's the closest I've come to a tax inspector. This is, thank goodness, this is Alan Taylor from Hertfordshire. Worked in the Inland Revenue for 16 years.
That's right, yeah.
And how do you think you did on that block?
Rubbish.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I'm so pleased. It says that oral dexterity equals a higher IQ.
right?
OK, so it's how good you are with your tongue is apparently how good you are with IQ. You can do a little tongue twister, can't you?
I'll give it a go.
Go on, then.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled peppers, I've forgotten it.
You did all right. You're not going to do very well in memory, are you? No, definitely not, definitely not. And this is Tony Hadfield here. Are men more honest with their tax returns than women?
Oh, I'd say women.
You would say that women were more honest when it comes to filling out their tax returns. But do you think this evening, because, of course, we have to say that the men beat the women last year, who's going to win this evening?
Definitely the women.
At the moment, it's the men! Oh, yes. The men are in the lead. Anne?
Right. The celebrities, are you enjoying yourself so far?
Kinda.
No, I think you're longing for tomorrow's bank holiday, aren't you? Jeremy, how's it going for you, dear?
Very well, thank you. Can I just compliment you on your lovely shoes? Do you want to lift?
Oh, yes. Oh, aren't you nice? I love your shirt as well. Look at them.
I bought a pair very similar to those for Rachel, and if I squint slightly, I swear you two could be twins.
Do you think I could be an S-Cup?
Absolutely. No, they're lovely, they're lovely.
Very lovely. Now, Richard.
Yes?
I adore rap artists. I fell in love with Ice-T in America.
Oh, OK.
I just needed you to know that.
No, I'm feeling Ice-T too. I got a few of his albums.
Have you got a bit of rap for us to get us going?
I actually had to write it because, you know, I hope you don't mind. I mean, Ice-T writes his too.
Ice-T's wonderful.
He is.
Very sexy.
The light skin, long hair thing happening. RB doing his thing on Test the Nation with a smile, but you know my heart is racing. Not because I'm scared or I feel like a punk. It's because short roads feel long when people feel that you're a dunce. Plus, Anne Robinson, I'm a man, but you scare me. Feel I'm looking to you when things get out of line to protect me. And as for the audience, when I get a question and you see there's a problem, help a brother out and cough like Major Richard Ingram.
Quietly confident?
No.
No, you're looking a bit nervous. How nice to see him look nervous. Philip?
Colin, we're going to move on to memory. Can you just remind us why? What is this section all about?
Well, psychologists actually know quite a lot about memory, and because there's several different types of different memory process. Short-term memory, where we just remember things for a few seconds, and long-term memory, where we have to try to remember things for months, weeks, years, or something like that. And there's also evidence that words and pictures are processed differently and faces are different again, and so on.
Does your memory get worse with your age?
Yes, your memory does get worse with age, but the good news is that this won't be reflected in your IQs, because remember, your IQ shows how you perform relative to people of the same age, and so those differences vanish.
Does your memory get worse with age?
Good one.
Oh, who should do well with this?
Good question, really. I'm not quite sure.
What about, let's have a look at our groups here, the people that you can see in the studio. Who would you expect to have the best memories? Tax inspectors have got incredibly long memories. Never forget anything. What do you think, Sylvia?
Well, people...
Stick your neck out.
People who have to use memory in their jobs, really, and...
You're going to say tax inspectors, aren't you?
Musicians.
I just knew it. We'll see. Annie?
I'd be very hopeful of musicians. OK, you really need to pay attention because this is the memory section. We're going to begin this section by testing your memory for words. Now, here's the example. What you can see is a grid of 3 pairs of words, 6 words in all. You need to commit those pairs of words to memory. OK, large cup, shiny handle, boiling pot. Have you done that? Good, because we're now taking that away, but still with the example and those 6 words fresh in your mind, here comes the example question. Which word was paired with the one below? That's large. Is it pot, yellow, cup, or house? It doesn't seem too hard. Who thinks they can answer that? How about the musicians? I've got great faith in the musicians. Don't let me down.
Well, Sylvia obviously has great faith in the musicians, so let's ask. What do you think?
Cup.
You think cup?
Yeah.
Cup. You think cup? Anyone think anything other than cup? You cowards. You wouldn't stick your hand up even if you did, would you? The answer is C, cup. Well done.
That was the easy one. Moving on now to the real grid, which is a little larger than the example. There are 10 pairs of words. You have 45 seconds to look at the pairs and take them in. This is useful because it's a genuine test of long-term memory. There are no questions about these pairs straight away. I will, in fact, be continuing with another set of questions first. Here comes the grid. Sulking elephant, pretty dish, huge trousers, happy dog, old house, tiny cat, long curtains, tattered dress, new plant, red car. Have you got that imprinted in your minds? Waiters and publicans really should be very good at this because they're used to holding orders in their head. And it's a test of long-term memory. You have to keep that grid in your mind for the next few minutes while we move on and test your visual memory. No one said it was going to be easy, but it is going to be fun. Settle down, everyone. Next up, a test of your visual memory. Again, an example coming up, a picture for you to study. Right, this is the question. What colour was the inside of each basket? Grey, brown, green or white? The correct answer was C. The inside of the basket was green. Just have another look. There you go. Now that was only a practice, so it doesn't matter if you got it wrong. Eyes down for the real thing. 6 memory questions, 10 seconds to look at the picture and another 10 seconds to answer the related question. Question 13. Study this picture. Were the man and woman looking at what? Another picture, question 14, for you to study. How many planes had smoke coming from their rear? Question 15, another picture. And the question, which colour was just to the left of the yellow pot? (16), have a look at that. What was the number of the bus? Another picture for 17. How many pairs of lace holes were there on each shoe? (18), another picture. What was on the sign above the various products? Now, remember the grid of words you saw earlier? It's time to answer some questions about it. Colin, this isn't very easy, is it?
Well, that's what people said when we trialled the test around the country as we were developing it. But in actual fact, people actually did quite well at this next section, so it's not quite as tough as it looks, I don't think.
OK, we'll take your word for it. Remember, I can't show you the grid again, but I'm still going to ask you 6 questions about it. 10 seconds for each question. Persevere, because as Colin says, you might remember more than you think. Good luck. Question 19. Which word was paired with red? Was it dish, curtains, plant or car? 20. Long was paired with what? Dress, curtains, car or trousers? Tattered. Did it go with dress, house, plant or curtains? "22. Happy. Is the answer dog, elephant, cat or clown? 23. Old. Is the answer car, cat, house or elephant? 24. Pretty. Does it go with cat, dress, dish or plant?
So there you go, that's the end of the memory section. How are our bodybuilders doing here? Do you have photographic memories, or like me, are you waiting for the answers to come back from the chemist? Let's see, let's have a chat with John.
Hello, Philip.
John Harris here. Hi, John.
Hi.
It's said that exercise improves mental agility.
I believe that to be true.
Do you now?
I do indeed. Must be true.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing quite well. I was good on the last round, but I feel it's getting progressively harder now.
And how long have you been training for?
15 years now.
Yeah?
Yep.
OK, we've got a picture of you, actually, John. There you go. That's astonishing. What's been your best win so far?
I'm the 2001 British middleweight bodybuilding champion.
Terrific. Well done. Congratulations. Next to you with Elaine Bell from County Durham. You're a health and safety training officer.
Just a training officer.
You haven't always been a bodybuilder, have you?
No, I used to do a lot of long distance running.
So you were obviously a lot lighter. You had to be a lot lighter.
8 stone 4.
8 stone 4. Why did you take up bodybuilding?
I just wanted to put on weight. I was sick of people saying I was skinny.
We've got another picture. We've got a picture of you here. There you go. That's you. Would you like to know how the bodybuilders are doing? Yes. Do you think you're doing very well? Yes. Where would you put yourselves on the sort of scale there? You put yourselves on top. Of course you would. Of course you would. And who am I to argue with you? But of course I'm going to, because I'm going to have to tell you that you at the moment are joint bottom with the mechanics.
Good news, celebs. You're not bottom. Matthew, how's your memory?
Terrible.
Is it?
I'm in shock after that round.
Did you get... I mean, you were at Oxford.
Yes.
Did you get a good degree?
2-1, but last time I was on a programme with you, you didn't think I was very good.
Absolutely hopeless. Jeremy, you have to learn lines. You must have...
Yeah, I actually found that OK. I was really nervous about it, but when it actually came to the questions, I think I remembered them all. Yeah.
But do you think your memory is good? I mean, it must be well practiced.
Yeah. I mean, I just keep everything in my head. Don't have a diary or anything. But I'm always late and I always turn up at the wrong place. So.
I hate that.
There you go.
Paula, how about you, darling?
Memory, yeah, I think I'm OK on. The visual, not so good as the actual long-term memory, I think. But I have to remember where my husband puts his wallet and keys the whole time.
Can't he remember?
No.
And tell me, when you're running, what are you thinking about? Are you doing mental arithmetic? What's going through your mind?
To keep concentration, I do sometimes, yeah. I will work out projected finish times and splits while I'm running and count to 100 as well.
Oh, right, OK. Arabella, dear, are you with us now?
I was thinking about something else at the time, but
What's your memory like?
It's OK. It just definitely worse since I've had kids, but it's OK.
Good. Sandy? How are you doing?
I'm still thinking about the fact that the bodybuilder's a joint bottom, because I think at least it'll be an attractive one.
We're going to logic next.
That's right, Anne. And
Right.
The logic questions really...
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt, because it's really exciting seeing all those T-shirts that people have got on. Do you like being an idol like that?
Oh, my gosh. Do you know, I didn't see that.
Superman, Cooperman, come on, what's logic? Tell us about logic. Calm down now,
OK,
calm down.
that's right. Well, the logic questions are right at the heart of IQ, because we know from psychology that there are about 8 different aspects of intelligence. But the one that's most strongly linked to IQ are the logic questions, which is why we've got rather a lot of them in here tonight. So we've actually got 4 different logic or sets of logic questions coming up now. And the sort of thing that they all measure is logical reasoning, spotting similarities, following rules, all that sort of thing. And they're by far the most important aspect of IQ.
Who's going to be good at it, Sylvia?
Anybody who uses has to work out problems logically or sequences, so IT people.
I'm so pleased IT people are going to be good at something.
Hopefully mechanics, you know. Don't have your car done by them if they're not.
Okay.
Or the man who puts the tyres on my car last year did very, very well.
Did he?
Yes.
What, at putting the tyres on your car? Yes. OK.
And
all right. Well, we'll see what happens. Don't despair if you're finding some of the questions tricky. You're meant to. The important thing is to have a go at answering every question. Even if you just guess, you could be right. Besides, there are still more than 40 questions to come. Different brains are suited to different parts of this IQ test. The next section, ladies and gentlemen, is logic. Now, the first block in this section comes under the heading Complex Sentences. Eyes down for our practice question. The example, read the following statement and work out the correct answer. The answer is a vowel which is in the word rotate, but not in the word clothes. Is it A, E, I, or O?
Let's see how our tax inspectors do with that. Would you say that as a tax inspector you've got to be logical, a logical mind?
Definitely, yes.
And what do you think the answer is to that?
A.
You think the answer is A?
I think it's A.
OK, and you think?
Yep, A.
You think the answer is A? The answer is, in fact, A, and let me explain. It's because it's the only vowel that appears in rotate, but not in clothes. If you did well in that, maybe you'll do well in the rest of the block, and here it is.
5 questions in this logic block. You'll have 25 seconds to answer each question. Keypads, computers, pencils and remotes at the ready. Question 25. The answer is one of the letters A, B, C or D. The correct answer is not a vowel, neither is it any letter that is in the word curdle. Question 26. Fish are often found in ponds. Harry is a fish. Dave is found in a pond. Which one of the following must be true? Question 27. Andrew is taller than Lindsay. Claire is shorter than Ryan. Claire is taller than Lindsay. Who is the tallest? (28) The answer is one of the letters A, B, C or D. If the last letter of this sentence is C, then the answer is B. If it is D, the answer is A. And if it is anything else, it is C. 29. If Paris is not the capital of Germany, the correct answer is A, C or D. Otherwise, it is B. If elephants are larger than cats, then the answer is not A. If it is warmer in June than January, then the answer is not D. No time to sigh. Let's move on. The next block in the logic series is called Odd One Out. You have to decide which of the 4 options doesn't fit. Here's a free sample for you. Which is the odd one out here? Guitar, violin, harp or recorder?
Yes, okay.
City Traders. Got a
Well,
rough idea?
let's,
Never mind cheering. Have you got any idea what the answer is?
You've been answering very quickly. I've been watching you. You're answering very quickly in the last block.
I'm just guessing.
Are you? Just making it up?
Yeah.
Is that what you do with people's investments?
Yes.
Is it? Okay, what's the answer?
D for that.
You're saying the answer is D? You say the
I'll
answer
go
is?
for D, yeah.
The answer, you're saying D?
Recorder.
Can I just point out someone? Can I point that bloke up there? In mechanics, he's got a... just go around there and have a look at him. The blue shirt right at the top. The last section, all he was doing was laughing. He laughed through the whole lot. The answer is D, because recorder is not a stringed instrument.
5 questions in this block, 10 seconds for each. Here they come. Question 30, which is the odd one out? Potato, radish, turnip, tomato. (31), which is the odd one out again? Draft, water, ice, steam. (32), the odd one here? Circle, square, oval or cube. (33), which is the odd one? Wool, nylon, cotton, silk. Again here, litre, metre, pint, kilogram.
So we are halfway through the test, in the middle of the logic section. This is Faye Parker. Hello, Faye.
Hi, Phil.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. And obviously, lovely to have you here this evening. Better if you are here rather than watch it on the telly, isn't it? Because you're not so good with tellies, are you?
Not really, no.
No. Would you like to tell us about your TV repairman?
He, well, I called him out because my TV was broken. I tried everything, wouldn't come on. Called the man out and he said, it's on standby.
So you had a telly and you couldn't switch it on?
No.
How are you doing this evening, Faye?
Not too bad, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
OK. You think you're doing better than last time, Blondes?
Yeah.
Definitely. We have a lady here. It's Helen Patterson, and they say that that tidy desk, tidy mind, and you are obsessively tidy, aren't you?
Very meticulously.
In what? How does that manifest itself?
All my wardrobe, that's sorted into casual and then workwear. Then sorted into like trousers, dresses, skirts, blouses. It's then sorted into colour. I've got 700 CDs, they're all alphabetical, apart from various, that's filed under various V, and then it's in title order. Soundtracks are slightly different, and the double albums are separate as well.
Throughout the course of the evening, we'll find out. We'll see whether or not the tidy mind has the higher IQ than the person who can't switch on a telly. We'll revisit you a little bit later on. Well done, ladies.
Okay. Brian, do you keep your skirts in different order to your shirts?
Could never find them normally.
Right. Now, journalists should be logical. Are you logical?
I'm considering a career change after this, I think.
No, seriously, you think you are logical? What's your greatest skill?
I should be logical. I should be able to work things out. But I have to say, I've got a logical question about this. How come I can do all the examples, but I can't do the questions when they come up?
That's because Brian isn't very bright. OK. Still in the logic section, and our third block of questions, analogies. Here's the example. Which word fits? Dog is to puppy as cat is to... Is it dog, kitten, basket or lamb? Right. Celebrities now. Brian, are you looking as if you know the answer to that?
Lamb?
The answer, just for Brian's benefit, is B. A puppy is a young dog, so Brian, a young cat is a kitten. OK? There are 6 questions along those lines. 15 seconds to answer each one. Here they come. Question 35. Light bulb is to electricity as watermill is to switch, corn, country or river. "36. Pen is to novel as scalpel is to operation, ink, doctor or pill. "37. Tooth is to dentist as tap is to hit, pipe, hot, plumber. "38. Icing is to cake as sheet is to metal, glass, bed or pasta. "39. Sea is to salty as chili is to boat, curry, hot, pepper. Inoculation is to, this is question 40, inoculation is to illness as lock is to burglary, key, door or cough. It's just to help that. I promise you that cough wasn't intentional, right? This is the last batch of questions in the logic section. It's called shape analogies. The example explains what you do. Okay, here's the example. Now, mechanics. That should be easy peasy for you. Where are you? I'm looking at the wrong page. How could I forget, dears?
I thought what I'd do is, Anne, is to come up and have a word with the guy who was actually laughing all the way through the logic section. What's your name?
My name's Des Harding.
OK, Des. Are you, when you were looking at that, you're going... What do you think it is?
It's C.
You think it's C?
It is C.
OK. You're saying it is C?
It is C.
It is C. Right, let me explain it to you. For the example here, the shape increases in size, so the small pink circle is to the large pink circle, as the small turquoise square is to C, the large turquoise square. Well done! He may be laughing, but he got it right. Well done. OK, 6 more shape analogies coming. 15 seconds per question. Here they are. This is question 41. Question 42. Question 43. Question 44. And question 45. Question 46. Right, we are now more than halfway through the test. Celebrities, this is not a team event. There's just a little chatting. I won't say who, but there's just a little chatting going on here. Jonathan, you do a lot of crosswords and things. Is it helping you at all? Mental agility?
It should. Yeah, we do. When we're waiting to go on set, we have a lot of time, spare time. We like to do crosswords. But no, that last round was just... My head is now ready to explode. That was unbelievable.
And Sandy, it's,
Yes.
the experts reckon that men tend to be more logical than women. Do you agree with that?
No, that's ridiculous. If men were more logical than women, they'd stop and ask directions when they're lost.
How are you doing this evening?
How am I doing? I feel I've taken some very strong cough medicine and gone into a strange place.
What did you think was going to be your strongest section here?
Well, probably the language thing. As soon as we get into the numbers, I'm going to be looking over there to the tax inspectors for a bit of help.
Paula, Anne was already talking sort of about the use of maths within athletics. You know, you calculating split times and things, that sort of stuff. So you must have quite a quick, agile, mathematical mind.
Yeah, I didn't at school, no. I needed to write things down to be able to do it in maths, but because I used them within time, I'm probably OK.
I know someone here who does not have much of a mathematical mind, and it's Fern. You not so good at maths?
No, I'm not very good at maths at all.
Did you cost your granddad a few quid?
I used to work in my granddad's florist, and after about, I'd say, 2 days of working there, I was demoted to sweeping and cleaning eggy pots out because I was giving lots of wrong change and stuff. So maths
never
is
been
my strong
asked
point.
back. And what is your strong point this evening?
I'd say memory probably because of presenting in EAT, as you know. I sort of remember scripts and people's names and stuff like that. So yeah.
Would you like to know who the top celeb is at the moment?
Oh no.
Jerry.
Oh, Quizmaster.
Top celeb. Round of applause, I think.
That's right. Our next section is numbers. Is this just simple arithmetic, Colin?
Well, the first block is, yes, Anne. The first block is basically just simple addition, subtractions, nothing fancy, nothing you didn't do at school. But the second block is all about how well you think mathematically. In other words, whether you can calculate the right number of rolls of wood chip for the ballroom at Robinson Towers, for example. That sort of thing.
Thank you. Right. Well, I'm so taken by the idea that you might measure up my ballroom for me. Where's Philip?
I'm just down here with the tax inspectors. This is... where's Ken? Ken, wait. Where's Ken? Hello, Ken. So you, tell me about your love affair with figures.
I think I've always liked numbers since I was a boy. I used to work my own football tables out, things like that. I went on to do maths at university, and I don't say it's the only reason, but I suppose I think originally thought the revenue was about figures and numbers, and it is to some extent, but it's obviously a lot more than that.
And also catching people out.
Well, you could say that.
Pursuing people endlessly.
Oh, no, we're very fair.
Worrying them to death like a mad dog.
We're a very friendly, caring organisation. We want to help people get their tax right.
Your daughter is here.
She is indeed. Yeah, yes,
she's in the blondes, isn't she?
She is. Yes, she thinks she's going to beat me tonight, and
does she?
We will see about that.
Who do you think is the brightest out of the pair of you?
I think my daughter is very bright, and I'm sure she's going to do very well tonight. But I think I'm not going to do badly either.
What's her job?
Sarah's at university, student. I think she heard I was applying for this, and I said, I thought you didn't like being labelled blondes. She said, yes, I want to show that they're not all thick.
We'll see later on. She's on the other side of the studio, and we'll meet her later. Annie.
Thanks, Philip. So, here come the sums. We're about to enter our fourth section tonight. Numbers. Our first block of questions is mental arithmetic. That means doing them in your head. Please, no calculators, mobiles or computers. Here's the example. What approximately is 29 times 31? Is it 750, 900, 100 or 1,000? Right, musicians. Any ideas?
So you're a flautist, but are you a mathematician? What do you think the answer is to that?
Well, I've changed my mind, actually.
Oh.
I think it's D.
It's C.
You say D. You say...
Let's say B.
You say B.
Yeah.
You say B. How do you feel?
Terrible.
Right, let's have a look. Let me explain this to you. It is B. It's 900. You round 29 up to 30 and 31 down to 30 and multiply the two together. It's as simple as that, but thankfully I've got it written down in front of me. Ali.
And the musicians will be glad to hear there's lots of lovely maths questions to come. 6 questions coming up, 15 seconds each. Question 47. What approximately is 302 divided by 61? Question 48. What is 20% of 20? Question 49. Which of the following is the largest? What is 1/3 of a litre plus 1/6 of a litre? (51) 7 plus 6 plus 8 plus 11 plus 7 plus 13. (52) What is twice 1/4 of 1/3 of 24? Very tricky. Well, I was brought up on a market stall, so I'm quite good at numbers, although those were taxing me a bit. Paula, how did you cope there?
OK, I think. I don't like that beep. As soon as that beep comes in, my heart starts racing.
You've had a roundabout named after you, haven't you?
A dual carriageway, yes.
A dual carriageway? Who else was...
Dual carriageway named after a marathon runner. Why, we start encouraging people to run in the road. I think that's very good.
Sandy, just don't get off the point. How did you do there?
Rubbish. I am complete rubbish at figures. But I think people have been horrid about the tax inspectors, and I trust them to do all my paperwork perfectly, and I'm very pleased. Oh, listen, I'm freelance. I need them, don't...
Arabella, are you with us yet, dear?
I'm completely with you, and I think I may be ahead of Jeremy right now.
Oh, you're good at figures, then, are you?
I was very good at them. Oh. Especially as I was listening to Matthew count out loud.
Still with numbers and our second block of questions, mathematical puzzles. Here's the example. My food bill is twice as much as my travel bill. Food and travel together cost £90. How much do I spend on food? Bodybuilders.
Barney?
OK.
What do you think, Barney? Flex your muscles, Barney. Let's have a look at your muscles. Right. So, obviously, impressive muscles. What about impressive brain? What do you think the answer is?
Well, I think it's C, but I'm not sure.
OK, Barney, let me explain the answer to you. You are right, it is C. Well done. Here you go. If I spend twice as much on my food bill than on my travel, then 1/3 is the travel bill and 2/3 is the food bill. 2/3 of £90 equals 60, so the answer is C. Well done, Barney.
Of course, as usual, it's very easy when you've got it all in front of you. These next 6 questions don't come with answers. 25 seconds each. Here they are. Question 53. It costs 8p to run a 1,000-watt electrical device for an hour. How much would it cost to run a 100-watt light bulb for 2 hours? Question 54. The average annual rainfall for the UK in 2000 was 120 centimetres. That was 20% more than 1980. What was the rainfall in 1980? Question 55. Someone who originally weighed 100 kilograms lost 1/10 of their body weight in a year. Now, if they then lost the same percentage next year, how much would they weigh? Question 56. Adults are given 1.5 times as much food as children at dinner. A pie weighing 1,000 grams is shared between 4 adults and 4 children. How much does each adult get? A cutlery drawer contains 3 spoons with blue handles, 3 with red handles and 3 with black handles. How many spoons must I pull out in the dark to be sure of having 2 with the same coloured handles? I buy 2 bread rolls and 2 tins of cat food for £1.50. 1 bread roll and 2 tins of cat food cost £1.25. How much is a tin of cat food? I hope we're not sad to hear that's the end of the numbers section. Philip?
I wonder whether the blondes are sad that it's the end of the numbers section. Sarah Taylor?
Definitely, yes. Sum's definitely my husband's thing, not my thing at all.
And what is your thing?
Nothing so far.
Nothing at all?
No, the memory was terrible, the maths was terrible, but I'm good at the examples.
Oh, well done, you. Well done, you're terrific. We've got Sarah Waite here. Do you remember we talked to her dad early on? He's the tax inspector, Ken, on the other side of the studio. So let me come over here to you, so, rather than stretch across so we can see you properly. There we go. So who's brightest? You or your dad?
Me, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's it like having a dad as a tax inspector?
It's quite embarrassing when people ask what job he does. And I usually get some kind of negative response from that.
I just make it up.
Yeah.
Say something else.
Yeah.
Say he's a doctor. Much better. Would you like to know how you are doing against your dad?
Yes.
Just tell me once more. Oh, your dad's in the lead with 95%. 95%. You got 79% at the moment, so you're doing very well. Now then, how are the blondes doing, we wonder? The blondes at the moment are 5th. Oh. There's still time, blondes. You've got another section. This could be yours. Could be yours. Danny.
OK. Now, we are on to the final section of the National IQ Test 2003. It's called perception, which is a posh word for what, Colin?
Well, it's a BBC Two word for visualisation, basically. Just trying to imagine things from another angle and that sort of thing, solving jigsaws. So we've actually got 2 blocks of questions here. One is jigsaws, pure and simple, and the other one essentially asks you to imagine what something would look like if it was rotated or seen in a mirror, or something like that.
This is the spatial trick, isn't it?
This is a spatial one, yes. And the speed at which people respond is actually known to relate to IQ as well.
OK. Matthew, yes. Are you quietly confident in this section of perception?
I want to know whether celebrities are coming.
Well, you could mind your own business.
Oh, sorry.
Just answer my question. Come on.
No, this will be okay. This will be okay. I think perception is all right for me.
Fern?
I'm hoping I'll be okay, because I used to dance quite a lot and I really like art as well, so hopefully, combine the two, should be okay. Maths was terrible, so it's got to get better than that.
Richard?
Yes.
How are you doing? Are you holding hands with Sandy there?
We have been.
We have
yeah.
been.
Right.
We've been bonding, actually.
Yeah, we're very close now.
Yeah, very close. And,
How are you doing?
I'm just aware of the fact that my mum's watching.
Yeah. Do you want to say hello to her?
Mum, I'm not stupid.
Will she be expecting good things of you tonight?
She's probably phoned the whole family.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a long road when people think you're stupid, so I just really hope that I do well. And, son, I love you, and, you know, be like your daddy.
Were you clever at school?
Yeah, I was.
Were you? How clever?
Well, I was very clever. I used to wear national health glasses and stuff, and everybody else don't act like I was the only one. And, you know, I could see the future with the glasses. They were really thick. And I pay attention in class. I was good.
Sandy, you've got a first-class honours degree.
I did, but nobody ever in the entire time I was at Cambridge asked me how much a bread roll and 2 tins of cat food was.
Now, in this section, there are some pictures and diagrams coming up that need your full attention. You have to make sure you've got a good view of the telly. It's the last section, perception. The first block is jigsaws. Here's the example. Complete this jigsaw and tell me which piece is left over. OK, who thinks they're good at jigsaws? Mechanics ought to be good at jigsaws.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Sort of putting small bits back together again, or not, as the case may be, leaving a bit out. What's your name?
I just knew you were going to ask me. D.
Your name is D. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, D.
Sorry.
What is your name?
Keith.
He just said to me, please tell me we're beating the bodybuilders. You know, if your answers are anything to go by, what you've just done now, I think probably no. Right, OK. Let's have a look and see whether you were right. Let's see it reveal into itself. The answer is A. It was A. Best of luck with the rest of this. And...
He's not mending my car. OK, we now have 6 more jigsaws, 15 seconds for each one. A note to all the women playing along. The men beat us last year, so concentrate, girls, and we can triumph. Good luck. Here come the questions. Question 59, which jigsaw piece is left over here? Question 60. Which jigsaw piece is left over here? (61) and choose the leftover jigsaw piece again. (62). It's a pair of scissors there. (63). (64). There's a chair there. I think that was very difficult, but I'm a woman. If you were mildly bewildered by now, don't blame me. Your tormentor, remember, is Superman Cooperman. On the other hand, how terrific if you find that section unexpectedly easy, because that's what tonight is all about. It's actually discovering a talent you didn't know you had. Our final 6 questions test visualisation. Here's your example. This clock has no numbers on the dial and is viewed in a mirror. What time is it, therefore? Is it 5 to 4, 5 past 4, 5 past 8, or 5 to 8? Right, Philip, any last-minute flashes of inspiration with the City Traders there? Not a lot of women in the City Traders, I noticed.
No, there are a few there. Ladies, put your hands up. Let's see how many ladies there are. Not a whole load. You would have thought that that you guys would have found this quite easy because, I mean, in your offices you've got sort of different time zones displayed all over the place. I mean, obviously not backwards, but what do you think the answer was?
I'd go for C, 5 past 8.
You're going to say C?
Go for C as well.
Same thing? OK, let's have a look. And you can see that if we reverse it, yeah, flip the clock around, you can see that it is 5 past 8. The answer is C.
So we now come to the final 6 questions in the National IQ Test 2003. 25 seconds to answer each one. Good luck. Question 65. On a standard UK push-button phone, where is the 0 key? Question 66. You write these letters on a piece of paper and view them in a mirror. What do you see? Question 67. Which of the figures below does not show this group of 3D shapes from another perspective? Question 68. You see this sentence reflected in a mirror. How many letters in the original are back to front? Question 69. You drive along the route marked in red. How many left turns do you make? And finally, question 70. Which photo has something odd about it? And that's the end of the test, and I must say there is such a fantastic atmosphere in the studio. Our celebrities are bearing up. Aren't we celebrities? We are very happy. No one shouting nurse just yet. Congratulations to everybody who's taken part. It's now too late to change your answers. If you're playing digitally or on the web, then you're probably getting your scores as I speak. All that remains is to reveal the answers and the results, which happens in part 2. Philip.
I really hope you enjoyed that. And how many people watching looked at those last 2 questions like that? I've never seen so many people in the studio tip their heads upside down. Colin, looking ahead to the results, who do you think is going to do well?
Well, I'm going to be try and be logical about this, and we know that people who have more education tend to be generally more intelligent because intelligence causes them to stay on longer. So I'm guessing possibly the tax inspectors, or I hate to say it, or the musicians. But I also like the look of the celebs.
Do you?
They look very, very relaxed to me, and that's
He
always
likes
a good
the look
sign,
of the
yes.
celebs.
Yes.
Likes the cut of their jib.
It's nothing to do with their IQ. Brian, have you counted them in and ticked them off?
I wondered how long that would be. I kept waiting for my strong suit to come up, and I've discovered...
Which is, dear, what?
I discovered it isn't one in there. I used to tutor my daughter in these things when she was trying to take them, and now all is revealed, that I can't do them.
How old's your daughter?
She's 13.
Yes, well, of course, her brain is just
Way ahead
reaching
of
its
me.
peak.
She just goes through these things like nobody's business.
Paula, what about your mental arithmetic?
The mental arithmetic wasn't too bad, I think. I can't look in a mirror.
But do you prefer physical exercise to brain exercise?
Definitely. I think I'm better at it as well.
OK. Arabella, we are worried about you.
Really? I think I've been doing all right, haven't I?
I think what you need, actually, you need Richard E. Grant here to help you, don't you?
Richard's not anything like as bright as I am.
Isn't he? You've got a degree?
No.
Oh, you
got a
haven't?
degree.
Oh, well, then you're bound to be bright. You've got a degree.
I have.
How well did you do?
2-1, same as last time.
2-1, that's the same. Who else has got a degree here? Oh, dear, we know you've got a first. What's your degree? 2-1?
2-2.
2-2. I'd love it if you won. OK. Paula, what's your degree?
First.
How much did you get?
A first.
A first? You see, we've got two firsts there. Brian?
It was a 2-1.
2-1. Very interesting. Fern?
Oh, no, Showbiz child didn't go to uni. Oh!
Jesus, Showbiz child.
In part two, we'll also be looking at the scores our audience groups have got. Have our bodybuilders got giant IQs to match their muscles? Will our tax inspectors quibble over the figures? Have our blondes bottomed out for the second year running? We'll be checking up on our studio experiments, and we'll also know who our cleverest celebrity is. But will they let us name them? Well, of course they will if they're in the lead. There's no problem there. I can reveal that we have had a massive 114,903 people playing on the web tonight. Well done, and thank you to you. Way up on last time. And, of course, you can still play, so the number is rising. We will also later on be talking to the nation's brainiest web player.
Now, here in the studio, I've just heard that the top IQ is a massive 135, and unfortunately, it's a man. After the news, we'll be back with all the results. Join us then 25 minutes for part 2 of the National IQ Test 2003.